Welcome back to Inside F&M Wrestling. Season wrap-up here as the EIWAs wound down this past weekend. Antonio Pelusi is headed to the national tournament, placed 5th this past weekend at EIWAs. Coach, let's start with the rest of the team, though. Last match for most of the guys on your squad. Could you give me a little highlights from the individual efforts across the board for Franklin Marshall?
Yeah, I mean, all our guys fought, and that was the big thing going out there. Just put out the best, the best possible match you can do, and I think every one of our guys put out there and they wrestled hard. Some tough draws. Some of them drew number one seeds right out of the gate. But the nice thing is no one made any excuses. They did what they could, and our seniors did a heck of a job. Danny Martaccio, to start off is he's been injured and in and out and had so many great moments, but so many disappointment moments, and he's been wrestling from I've known him since he was little. So you always want them to finish strong, but his body just couldn't hold up, and I know he was going out there kind of just more as I want to finish this off. So and same thing with Edgar Garcia. I mean, he wrestled tough, and Josh Young. You hate to see, but everyone's season comes to an end at some point. I remember Rick Durslow's last match, very vividly. So every senior I have, I always remember their last match, and how, but that's also, it's good for our younger guys to see, this will come to an end at some point. What do you want to do with the time you have? Because it doesn't last very long. You talk to an 18, 19-year-old kid, they think 4 years or 5 years is a long time, and they get to that 4th or 5th year and they realize, wow, it goes really quick. So to kind of wrap their career up, I don't want to say the conference was a representative of what they've done for us as a whole. I think they've gave us everything they can physically, emotionally, mentally. So it's the body of work they put together for us, and that's going to carry them through the rest of their life. So, I appreciate all their effort and what they've done for us, through just the process of going through what we do, day in and day out. It's not easy to do it for as long as they did.
Yeah, it's a grind through and through, like you mentioned. I mean, 4 years, 5 years, and every day you're in the wrestling room. And this man, you're right, he gets to be in the wrestling room just a little bit longer. He comes to the NCAA tournament in a week. You got to be proud of what he's accomplished so far.
Yeah, Antonio's done a great job this year just working through the process. And I have to give a lot of credit to Coach Borges. Steve Borges worked with him hand in hand. And he's really, mentored Antonio, and Coach Borges has done a great job of kind of pushing him as a not only a workout partner but mentoring him through the process. Coach Borges has been in he wrestled at Virginia Tech. He's been in big matches. He's been to big events, and so he's been a really great resource for Pelusi, and you have to give him a lot of the credit to get through, and I take credit for bringing guys like Steve Borges on board. So, if so,
it comes back to you.
Yeah, it's back to me. So, but no, he's done it and then putting matches together and just beating guys, wrestling above his seed and having confidence and watching him wrestle and having to get into the tournament, have to get into the 5th place match, wrestling 5th and 6th, coming out for a loss and having to do it. And he did it in ride out, which is not his forte. He's usually on his feet. So not only winning under pressure and winning in a way that's not typical his style is the makings of a champion, and that's what guys do. They find a way to get it done.
Well, let's talk about that EIWA match. You went 4-2 overall. There were a couple of close matches there that could have gone either way, and then ultimately you win that 5th place match to give you the automatic bid into the heavyweight bracket for the NCAAs. Talk to me about that run and your experience at EIWAs.
Yeah, I mean, not to sell myself short or anything, that was, the end goal was to, get on another week, get to the national tournament and see what I can do out there. But, my full expectation, me and both coaches, where I thought I was more than capable of winning the whole bracket. I was in there with, the kid returning champ from Columbia, who's, he's great. He ended up beating me. Moral of the story is, you get on another week. It was just a really good experience, like a hump to get over myself sitting out last year, and then coming back, and there's nothing really like that rush, that feeling, that the pressure's on you, being the only guy on the team. you know, that's in the placing rounds and stuff, you know, knowing that like the season is riding on you, you know, we're going or not. And it was just like a really, it was really nice to do it again. You know, I'm sure a lot of people thought as a sophomore, you know, I kind of fluked my way there. You know, even though I upset 3 seeds to go, you know, now it was nice to go back and, you know, if whoever those people are that maybe think that was a fluke, you know, guess not. So.
You have to prove them wrong.
Yeah, it was really nice. You know, I had a great support group. You know, my mom, my dad, both my brothers were there. My brothers were Matt's side, both Matt's. You know, cheering me on. You know, they're my best friends. You know, and you know they'll ride for me for everything. So, just having them there and my coaches. You know, this is, you know, Coach Rogers and Coach Borgia have invested so much into me, and you know, I'm so grateful for everything they brought me so far. Like I wasn't no blue chip recruit coming out of high school. I was, you know, just like a gritty, you know, I made it to states, placed at states 1 time, and now I've made it to the national tournament twice, and I still have another year to do it again. So, you know, but this wasn't like my sophomore year again, where I woke up Monday morning the day after just like on cloud 9, like waltzing through the week, got to the tournament, just so happy to be here, just more of an experience. Like I woke up Monday and there's still work to be done. You know, I sat down in Coach Rogers' office in our goal meeting. My goal wasn't to be a national qualifier; it was to be an All-American, and I made it very, very clear that there's no consolation for me out there. It's All-American or bust. It's no, I was round of 12 or I won a couple matches out there. It's you know, did you win or did you lose? And so I'm just glad I got myself another chance to get out there and prove myself. I'm excited about where I am in the bracket. You know.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, you got a chip on your shoulder right now, and you need that going in. You talk about that placement in the bracket. You drew an Iowa wrestler. You didn't get the top 2 seeds. I remember your sophomore year, you faced off against Kyle Schneider, who was the number 1 in the bracket. But you like where your placement is right now. Can you move and shake with that bracket? I mean, what makes it an attractive position for you?
You know, those top 2 seeds are you know, elite, not only college level wrestlers, but world level wrestlers. And if, you know, if I drew one of them, I'd have the same mentality. You know, you got to go in and figure it out. Having the Iowa guy, you know, I just think it's a winnable match for me. You know, I've never wrestled him before, you know, and I also think that, like, if I think I give myself a little bit of a leg up if no one's like wrestled me, because I give a different feel or whatever. And I just like it, you know. Like I said, I'm going out there to compete, and I think I compete with just about anybody in the country, and that's my plan, you know, moving forward. You know, whatever it takes to get on that podium, you know, I'm going to completely give everything I got.
Well, I love the attitude, and you have to love the attitude as well. But, you know, it's going to be an enjoyable experience. You guys are already rocking some sweet gear that you got for the NCAA wrestling tournament. You've been before, and you kind of talked about how you were on cloud 9. You were super excited to be there. And now the second time around, you know, this is business. But, you know, what are the fun, little enjoyable parts of this experience that you're going to take away? What do you enjoy about this tournament overall that just makes it a very memorable experience?
It kind of goes back to just what this sport is all about and what it does to you, and realizing, you know, Coach reminds you all the time you don't have much time left, and that's was, you know, going for that 5th and 6th match with a spot to nationals on the line, you know. It's very, I mean, like I always say, you know, you have to be your own best friend in this sport, because you're going to have more conversations with yourself, dark conversations, doubt-filled conversations with yourself that you have to get through, and you have to be comfortable doing that in this sport. And you can't help it in the match before, you know, in the moments before, thinking like, oh, what if I don't go? What if I lose? Whatever. And you know, and then I just stopped and I thought to myself, this is, you know, this and next year, I don't think anything will ever replicate this. Like being able to chase something like this, like in your goals in this sport, ever. I don't think there will be anything else in my life that can replicate that. So I just stopped for a little bit, kind of took it in, and realized, like, you know, try to enjoy it.
Coach, you've had a lot of success in your career, so you were in similar shoes to the man on your right. As a coach, what are you doing? How are you fueling the man to the right? I know that you can't, you know, get on the mat and help him out, but, you know, what are you telling him? What's the mindset? How do you, as a coach, prepare a guy headed into a battle, especially a battle like this one, the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you try to relate as an athlete. If it's been a long time, since I competed, but I was there 3 times. I was able to place twice, and it's just having the right mindset and just making sure these guys, that know going into it. There's 2 guarantees: guys are supposed to win will, and guys are supposed to win won't. Besides that, everything's up in the air. So he has the right mentality, but relating to him, and I've been in the round 12, I've been in the All-Americans round, so I'll be able to help him walk through that process and know what it's like, because it's still fresh in my mind, the feelings and the anxiety you have. But everyone's different. Everyone handles things differently. I think he's starting to get a better handle on how to handle those high pressure situations and embracing those competition, and it just. The environment's awesome. If no one's ever been in the NCAA tournament, it's one of the best environments you'll ever see. It's electric fight, it's pump, and controlling those emotions and embracing the environment, but not letting it overtake you. And he's already been there once, so it's not going to be the shock and awe that it was last time. And we said this time you're not going just for the T-shirt. He's going there. He wants to place. He wants to upset guys and wrestle the best he can possibly wrestle, and that's all we can do. We're going to lay it on the line, and being from a smaller school and what we have to do to get guys there, it's kind of nice. It's that David versus Goliath, and we kind of take on that role. And a lot of people, I love people like, where's this guy from, and who's this guy, where's this, and that happened with Rick Durr, so he caught a lot of buzz, and now Antonio's doing the same thing. People are kind of taking notice of Franklin Marshall, and that our program can get you the NCAA tournament, and it is an institution that provides that opportunity if you want to do the work and commit to it.
A week from today, March 15th, Antonio Pelusi will be taking the mat in Cleveland at the NCAA tournament. Hey, best of luck, guys. Maybe when you come back, you can toss me some gear. It looks sharp.
Thanks.
Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.